In Uganda, the largest contributor to climate change has been environmental damage by both rural and urban communities. According to wetland data, as of 2008, wetland resources were noted to have reduced from 15% in 1994 to 10% of Uganda's area in 2008. The biggest contributor to this was increased activity in wetlands, including increased settlement and building factories that emit fuels in those areas, and with government policies towards protecting wetlands. The factories built in these wetlands have only worsened the problem because they continuously pollute the environment by continuing to use poor disposal methods of their byproducts together with increased emission. This, coupled with population's lack of knowledge of the consequences of environmental damage, has only worsened the problem. This has led to flooding in different parts of the country as human settlement has diverted water channels to roads and in some cases human settlement. Blockage of natural wetlands has also resulted into unsafe water flowing into the lakes, thus affecting the fish in the lake. Data from Ministry of Fisheries shows that fish in the largest lake in Uganda, that is Lake Victoria, has reduced by over 10% as a result of the water quality in the lake. This is affecting livelihoods of fishing communities, and many are leaving the fishing business. The same lake that provides clean water to many urban and semi-urban areas around the city has seen its capacity to provide clean water reduced. As a result, the government is increasing its expenditure on providing clean water and thus stressing the little resources available for the country. Many communities have been affected with diseases like cholera and other waterborne diseases as a result. The problem is even growing bigger, and we're likely to see more people lose their homes. Diseases increase, and increased government expenditure on treatment of diseases that should be preventable by environmental protection. Government needs to act fast by enforcing the policies directed towards protection of the environment, in this case the wetlands. The public should also be educated on the dangers of settling and encroaching on wetlands, as this is everyone's problem. Government and community leaders need to use the social media platforms to have this addressed. For industries that are constructed in wetlands, government should introduce a carbon tax that will limit the aggressive tendencies in environmental degradation. The development finance institutions also need to help by putting in place strict controls around extensions of credit to businesses and investments that pay less attention to effects of environmental degradation. Government, through its central bank, should also limit credit extensions to non-compliant investments done by the commercial banks. Personally, I come from the suburbs near the city where there is increased encroachment on the wetlands. I hope to engage local leaders and share the likely effects of this trend. I am also employed in the banking industry, where I can make a change by suggesting policies geared toward supporting a greener environment, like avoiding credit extensions to developers in wetlands. This, once done, will see the country greatly contribute to the issue of climate change. Thank you.